Next stop is Berwick-upon-Tweed at 6:34, so reverse it to forward, and power to notch 3. So departing Dunbar, the speed limit is 40 miles per hour, and we have about 28 miles to Berwick-upon-Tweed. So we are now joining back onto the up main towards Newcastle. So when we join back up here, the speed limit is going up to 85 miles per hour. And the speed limit is now 85 miles an hour, shortly going up to 110. So this is part 2. Part 2 is from Dunbar to Berwick-upon-Tweed, so the video should last about 23 minutes. So after Berwick-upon-Tweed, part 3 will be from Berwick-upon-Tweed to Morpeth. Then Morpeth to Durham. Durham to Darlington, Darlington to York, and then the rest. So our speed limit is going down to 105, then back up to 125. So accelerate up to 105 miles an hour, just bring it back down. There's a factory on the right, I wonder what it does. Speed limit is now 105 miles per hour. It should shortly be going back up to 125. I think this is Inner Wake GSP. Speed limit is now 125 miles an hour. So we can accelerate to full speed. Because domestic trains on the national network are limited to 125 miles per hour, except HS1, which is limited to 140 miles per hour because it has in-cab signalling. Bring our speed back down. So 25 miles to Berwick-upon-Tweed. Yeah, everything is running a lot smoother since I made TrainSim run on my dedicated graphics card, and I've also got 16 gigs of RAM. So at the moment, I'm using 9.8 gigabytes of RAM. So getting more RAM has already paid off. I think the most likeliest bit of this route will be from Peterborough to King's Cross because that route is fairly modern and it's all built up. Even though I haven't tested it since I got more RAM, so it might run smoother. Okay, speed limit's gone down to 105, and I was not warned about that. Going down to 90, then 85, back up to 90. So I'll slow down to 85. And somehow we're already 3 minutes late. And bring our speed down to 85 miles an hour. It should be greens all the way to King's Cross, because there's literally no other traffic. Speed limit is now 90 miles an hour as we just cross over that fairly fragile bridge. So 21 miles left. Yeah, and hopefully it should get quite a lot brighter as we head south. Because I looked back at the footage from the first part and it was really dark. now it seems to have gotten a lot brighter. So between Edinburgh and Berwick-upon-Tweed, we should be stopping at every station. And then after Berwick-upon-Tweed, we should pass through Chethill, Acklington, Widdrington, Pegswood, Cramlington, Manners, and then into Newcastle. I just thought of a new drinking game. Take a shot every time I overspeed. You probably die of alcohol poisoning. So this should keep us actually going down to 85 and 70 and 75. So bring our speed down to 70 before we get to that 70 speed board. Yeah, there are a lot and lots of speed changes. Oh yeah, so I've also got the merge route that merges the West Coast Main Line over Shaft with the West Coast Main Line North. So now you can drive all the way from Preston to Glasgow without having to reload the route in Carlisle. So maybe I should do that in a live stream, like driving Penalino all the way from Preston to Glasgow. So speed limit now going up to 75. So I think doing the entire journey from Preston to Glasgow sounds like fun. Hopefully the route won't crash, because it did say in the readme file that the route isn't stable. So yeah, it might crash. I also had a look around Carlisle Upper Yard. Yeah, most of it is kind of not there. Probably a technical limitation because of when did the limit go up to 125? Because it did say that the West Coast Main Line North and West Coast Main Line over Shap aren't properly kind of in the same location, so you kind of have to stitch them together. It's about 15.5 miles left. I think if you're driving from Edinburgh to Newcastle, all you'll be doing is just changing speed all the time because it's so curvy. The speed limit is now 85. Soon going back up to 90 miles an hour. Speed limit is now 90 miles an hour. And I guess coasting down the hill won't bring us up to 90, so just apply a tiny bit of power. So this scenario didn't really take them that long to make because of the reduced timetable, and also it's like 20 past 6 in the morning. So all I had to do was put a few bits around Edinburgh, go to Craigietinny, put some bits in there, then go to Heaton, put some bits in there as well, and then just see how empty Newcastle is. So when we get into Newcastle, the only other train that we should see is a Voyager that came empty from York. Speed limit is going up to 95 soon. Right, speed limit is now 95 miles an hour. About 12 miles left to Berwick-upon-Tweed. So I think the next point of interest is Reston, passing at 6:24. Yeah, the scenario should get a lot busier with more AI traffic the further and further south we get to London. So I think the busiest section should be between Peterborough and King's Cross, because then you'll have all the Great Northern trains and Thameslink. So in about 2 miles, the speed limit going down to 80. They rocks are sheep. Oh, cows. They look like rocks. So bring our speed down to 80 miles an hour. Yeah, the brakes on the Azumas are fairly powerful. So the speed limit is going up to 95 in about 0.3 miles. So the current time is 25 past 6. We're doing to Berwick-upon-Tweed at 33. So another 8 minutes. So I think the kind of the mini series between Edinburgh and King's Cross should last about 2 weeks, because there's 11 parts and I do like 5 videos a week. So about 2 weeks. And you're already speeding. Yeah, the brakes come off really quickly as well, not like the HST. HST's brakes take ages to come off. So I think we passed the other train from Newcastle to Edinburgh, somewhere near, I think it's Alnmouth. And then beyond that, there's just nothing. I think the only point you will see another train is in Heaton, with all the trains just packed up. Ooh, the coastline. Yeah, it's too foggy to actually see anything. So about 4.5 miles to Berwick-upon-Tweed. Looks so good. especially when the ocean looks like jelly, because they didn't put the water settings up. Ooh. And you can't see anything because it's all just land. Oh wait, come back. So I don't think the entire train will fit into Berwick-upon-Tweed, because I think the Azuma coaches are slightly longer than a Mark IV. So we're now a minute early. Cool. So speed limit is going up to 95, then down to 75, then down to 55. So I think because the line through Berwick-upon-Tweed isn't exactly straight, the speed limit goes down considerably from going like a normal high speed 95 to down to slow 55. We actually have a warning this time for speed limit. So the limit is going down to 35 miles an hour. We'll go down further to 75, 55 and 70. So bringing my speed down to 55 miles an hour. A bit more. There we go. So we're doing the platform 1. Platform 1 is in the up direction and platform 2 is in the down direction. Yeah, I can't really imagine many freight trains coming down here, like container trains, because if you want to send a container train to Scotland, we send it down the West Coast Main Line to like Must End or Clockbridge. So at Berwick-upon-Tweed, I'm aiming to stop at the end of the platform. So this is the end of part 2. Thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter for future video updates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 3 where we go to Morpeth.